This is Brianna Hansen, and I'm doing HTML5 Form Inputs, textarea select, and option elements. Textarea is recommended when you want to provide the user with the option to add and see multiple lines of input. An example would be a comment box. The textarea size can be determined by using rows and columns or height and width. On the right is an example of a textarea input box as it looks in a browser. Rows and columns. Any number of rows and columns can be specified. The HTML below shows a form with the textarea with a name of message, rows of 10, and columns of 30. The browser example is shown below. Width and height. Any width and height can be specified using pixels, characters, view width, or percentages. Adding these in CSS is recommended. For today's example, they are inline. The following form has a text area with a width of 300 pixels and a height of 100 pixels. We can see the browser example on the right. Select. The select element defines a drop-down list. These are useful for when you have a large list of items for the user to pick from and don't want to display all of them on the screen at once. The example on below, on the left, there's the form with a select named Cars with 4 options. On the right, we can see that the select option, Volvo, is shown and the rest are currently hidden. Select size attributes. Use the size attribute to specify the number of visible values. If you would like to show more than one value, you can do a select name, whatever the name of your select is, and then size equals the number of options you would like to view. So we have select, name equals cars, and size equals 3. As you can see, the first 3 options are shown in the browser window. Select multiple attribute. Use the multiple attribute to allow the user to select more than one value. This can be done by holding down the Control button in Windows or the Command button in Mac. We can see that the select tag says select name equals cars, size equals 4, and multiple is added, and that the Saab and the Audi have both been selected and highlighted. Option. The option element defines an option that can be selected from a select. The value attribute is what is sent to the server. An example is below. Option, value equals Volvo, and then Volvo in between the 2 tags with a closing tag. The information between the 2 tags is what will display on the browser. Options will display in the order they are created unless the selected attribute is added to an option. Then the selected option will be displayed as the main option if the drop-down only shows one initial option. If the drop-down shows multiple options, the selected will appear in the order it was created if it was within the range. If it is not, it will be shown as the last initial option. An example below is option value equals fiat with selected. Optgroup. The opt group is used to group related options in a drop-down list. If you have a long list of options, groups of related options are easier to handle for a user. The select below has 2 opt groups, one of Swedish cars, the second of German cars, and each has 2 options. We can see on the right how this would look in the browser window. Text area and select example. The following form has a text area and a select. The text area has 10 rows and 30 columns, and the select has a size of 4 with a multiple option. The second option, Saab, is selected and is currently highlighted. If we would like to change our text area and change the styling, as I mentioned, there are a few ways to do that, and I will show you how to do that now. So here's our HTML that shows a form, and we have our 2 labels, one here and one here. And then we have our text area and our select. For our text area, it currently has a width of 30 characters and a height of 20 characters. We could change this if we wanted to, so that it had a width of 30 view width. And let's say perhaps we wanted to do a height of 40 view width. We could go refresh our browser, and our text area has now changed. With our options down here, if we wanted to add another option, we could add another one. Let's go ahead and add in BMW on here. As a next option. So when we go and refresh the screen, we will have a drop down, which we can then scroll down and see our fifth option. So that is how we would add another option to our select. If we wanted to change the selected, we could just copy it, paste it, and move it to another spot. So let's say we want our BMW to be our selected, and we want our size to be 2. So our size is 2 here. And then let's go ahead and refresh the screen. So we can see the BMW is now listed as the bottom option and it is highlighted. So that is an example of how we would use a text area, a select, an option inside of a form. Thank you.